Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just an update here on AT&T. I've talked about them quite a few times here on the channel. They are way down, 52-week lows, and you can see they've just barely used to be a $38 stock at one point in time, and here you can see in the past 5 years it hasn't even really broke $30, but had a major drop off there even in the pandemic time, so it's down about $10. But here you can see over the past year they're down, let's call it 25%. Here in the past 3 months, down about the same amount. Here in the past month, down 12.5%. Here in the past week, down 3.5%. And here's a look at today. So, like I said, I've covered them a couple times. I have a couple hundred shares of AT&T. I've just been buying little by little of a lot of the telecommunications. AT&T, Verizon, have a little bit of T-Mobile. It's got to go up at some point in time. As long as they don't cut the dividend, I'm fine with it. Allows me to buy some more. These are a long-term hold, so I just let them sit there on drip and do their thing. But been around since 1983, $110.95 billion market cap, high today of 1578, low of 1549, 52-week high of 2153, and a low of 1549. So if you'd bought a bunch back in there, and this is what you have now, you'd be hurting a little bit. But dividends went up a little bit, currently at 10.08, average volume of 43.2 million, and volume today of 16.28. So if you had, I can't remember when the spinoff was, the got some Warner Brothers shares. So I still have those. I wish I would have sold them right after I got them, because those are even down about 50%. So it was about a $25 stock, and after that merger, whatever they did, it seems like I did a video. It's the price went down, and so did the price of AT&T. But here you can see they beat on earnings every time, it looks like. So earnings are kind of up and down. Next one's on October 20th. I used to have these shares here in Robinhood. They're in Schwab now, but I had 61 shares here, and it looks like 0.2775. That's quarterly, so that's what you're looking at with 61. So with this amount of shares and the price that it's currently at, you're basically getting a free share per year if you have it set up on drip, and if you're just letting it sit there and do its thing. Otherwise, if you've been dollar cost averaging in, buying a little bit here and there, which is what I've been doing, it'll get there even faster. But here you can see it was $19.25 back in April, and it looks like that one was canceled. Here's the Warner Brothers. I think when I first got that, it was a $20 stock right after the merger, whatever they did. So, and as you can see, Verizon's currently down too. I used to do good to get them under $50. I bought some in $45 and just been trying to lower it as much as I can. I've just been watching it go down and keep going down, trying to get some money to just keep watching it and hopefully buy some more and just let it kind of sit there. So, but AT&T to post a Q2 2023 earnings of 61 cents per share, and this is dated on the 26th. So Bose now anticipates that the technology company will earn 61 cents per share for the quarter, up from their prior estimate of 60 cents. The consensus estimate for AT&T's current full year earnings is $2.54 per share. Zacks Research also issued estimates on Q4 2023 earnings of 61 cents. So penny doesn't sound like much, but in a company the size of AT&T, that says a lot. So even if you are beating it by a penny, that's all good. So usually reflects in the stock price as well at the end of the day. So But here's what makes AT&T a smart investment choice, and this is dated last Friday on the 23rd. So for the second quarter, Chatwell managed accounts fell in line with their respective index benchmarks. However, the dividend model outperformed by significant margin versus its benchmark. Go over the fund's top 5 positions. Glimpse of the finest for 2022. So they mentioned AT&T and explained its insights for the company. And again, founded in 1983 in Dallas, multinational telecommunications. So I've talked about telecommunications quite a bit here on the channel. It's just a wave of the future, 5G. That's why I've been buying AT&T. It's down now, but it's got to go back up. I mean, buying at these levels, just no matter what stock, well, if long of it's a good stock, it's got to go back up, and that's the way to create wealth, is by buying them at low prices and holding them and waiting for it to go up, unless you're trading. So a trader's probably got a different philosophy. But in the dividend equity accounts, the 3 best performers, Q2 includes AT&T, up 17.1%, completed the spin of Warner Brothers business, HBO, CNN, etc. At the market seemed to like the back to basics approach. Also, the telco business is expected to do relatively well in an inflationary environment. So, still holding the Warner Brothers shares. If you got those if you held AT&T, you can leave in the comments if you sold those or if you're still holding them. If you're still holding them, you're in the red like me. So, but still have them, so you don't lose until you sell. AT&T versus Verizon. I've been doing some videos about that here as of lately, which is the best investment choice for 2025, and this is dated on the 26th. On the basis of financial metrics, AT&T looks undervalued compared to Verizon. AT&T is rated better by analysts, although some of the videos I've covered, they always talk about the debt. It seems like people are always commenting on the debt. It's still a huge company. It's 5G. It's not, I would highly doubt if it ever went bankrupt. I mean, there's the possibility, but it could. But as long as they keep paying the dividend, and I don't care about the prices now, as long as it goes up later on, that's works for me. So AT&T shares are at their lowest price in almost 20 years, so that's kind of scary. Like I said, it used to be a $38 stock, but so AT&T and Verizon are 2 of the most iconic and successful communications companies in the world. Both companies were offshoots of the original Ma Bell when it was broken up in 1984. Now they are 2 of the largest telecommunication companies in the world, combined revenue of over $290 million per year. Both offer roughly the same telecommunication service to hundreds of millions of people. Year to date, both stocks have dropped significantly in price, VZ by 24% and AT&T by 15%. So like I said, I've been buying them both, so not a whole lot. I'm not dumping every penny that I have into those, so but feel free to pause and go over the rest, just kind of going over some technicals and PE ratio, dividend rate, but like I said, as long as they keep paying the dividend, and the stock will go up in time. So once I get a couple more 100 shares, probably quit buying it for a while. We'll just have to wait and see at these prices. So over here on Reddit, since they got a massive upgrade, so they've just been kind of going up and down. It seems like 1 or 2 videos ago that I talked about them, they got an upgrade, and like I said, people are always talking about their debt, totally breaking it down, but in the past, I almost did an option a couple weeks ago. I'm glad I didn't now, because it's down even more. If I would have done a bet against AT&T, I probably would have done a lot better than doing the call. Well, I would have lost doing the call, but when it was right at the I don't know, 18, 17 level. I thought it's got to go back up to 20, and nope, it's down to 15.55. So just kind of waiting to see where it goes. So 52-week low of 15.58, that needs to be updated. High of 21.53. So even if I kept buying right in this level and it went up, I'd still be ahead, especially with the dividend. So it's been my experience, they're always a bounce off of extreme oversold positions. About 600 shares here, total 1,700 shares. I can make 1,900 per year after all. Not bad at all. I don't know how many shares he's got total, but to make 1,900 per year, I'd have to do the math on that one. So total 1,700 shares. There's a nice calculator on TD Ameritrade. You can punch in the amount of shares, and it'll tell you what the quarterly annual income is on that, so it's kind of cool. Adding large 15,000 shares at 15.50. This has the bounce into earnings. Wow, 15,000 shares. That would be quite a few shares if you let it sit there and drip. T is a 7% dividend, not enough. Intel is around 5%. I still have some Intel. They wrecked. Over here on MSN Money, currently showing it as a hold with an upside to $21.64. That's all that I have on AT&T. If you're buying any of this one, or Verizon, or T-Mobile, or any other telecommunications out there, you can list that in the comments, along with your cost basis, any other information you'd like to share. If you still have WBD, list that, and if you sold it or still have it, I wish I would have sold mine. There's the price on Verizon, and all these are dividend paying. So that's it for AT&T. Again, I don't give tax, legal, or trading advice, just stating my opinion. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is J Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.